Hey everybody, this is Casey Maxwell with Art of Divine Touch. Thank you for being present with me in this moment. I wanted to come to you and talk a little bit more about astral projection, but how very similar to remote viewing it is and how different some of the techniques are. I recently had someone reach out curious more about my experiences and my thoughts around astral projection and how to release fear and how to really tap into a deeper part of themselves that trusts the projection of that consciousness and the experience at hand. So starting there, that is a good place and a good detail to be aware of with astral projection. At any point in time, whether your eyes may be closed or open, you can bring your consciousness, wherever it may be, back into the present moment. And it's very similar between astral projection and remote viewing because we are projecting our consciousness to experience a different space, a location, land. Many people now are trying to differentiate between remote viewing and astral projection, as remote viewing being within the earthly plane and astral projection within the astral plane. But with how our minds work and how our consciousness explores, it's best to not limit ourselves to seeing that it is just one way or the other. And the technique that goes with astral projection can be very different from remote viewing. Remote viewing has its own specific way of doing things. Many people, even in the military, are trained to do remote viewing. And it's where you take time to sit back and go through the steps that are necessary to get yourself in a meditative place, but also to keep the left brain active, that the right brain can come through clearly and let go of the judgment or the overthinking that takes place and the over-analyzing things that the left brain does, and how to overcome that and also find the balance. And normally they will be trained with their eyes open, and that helps the brain focus in a different way, as if to be daydreaming. And then if you close your eyes in their techniques with remote viewing, it really can get you too busy in your mind because you're tapping into so much more than that specific subject. For them, it's normally coordinates, and they get really detailed with that by just using coordinates or objects. But you can do remote viewing with many things, and the same as with astral projection. You can go anywhere you want to project your consciousness. Your imagination is your greatest tool, your visualization. All of these things that we have created, not only in ourselves, but in the world around us, is not figment. It is real. It is a constant thought process and communication with the universal world and energies around us. And with that, we come to understand how we project our consciousness and how that consciousness, that soul essence, is constantly tapping into the world around us. And we also become to get more in tune with our empathetic ability. Astral projecting and remote viewing can be used in love and light in many different ways and should be done with the purest and best intention in your heart and in your well-being. And to know that at any point in time you can bring yourself back and that there's no need to feel fear, but if you are authentically feeling something becoming present within your consciousness in that moment as you journey, that you can just snap yourself right out of it. With that choice, with that willpower that is within you. With that, I really want to keep it simple and sweet. I would like to bring up a good way to have perspective about this, is most people, through this spiritual awakening process, everybody has different theories, and Also, a lot of people have the concepts of our soul entering our bodies at specific times, either within the womb or outside of the womb. There's theories around it being within the womb, outside of the womb, anytime within that space. And there's a lot of thought about the fact that it's not just our soul entering our body, and how they also believe that they enter into the soft spot at our head, but more our soul, our consciousness, our oneness and journey with God in that spiritual dimension has manifested this physical body, this expression of ourselves, to experience this reality on Mother Earth's consciousness. With that perspective of empowering yourself more through the soul body and through your consciousness, and how it has the ability to explore and experience so much more outside of this physical reality, take that time to really get in tune with your breath and being in the present moment, and also feeling grounded. And remember, when you're starting out and you're feeling grounded within your meditations, to know, because of what we just discussed, that your soul is not leaving your body. Your soul is always with you. You are always safe. You are always protected in that space, and your soul is present, and there is this oneness. And that's where we get this projection of consciousness, or being able to manifest yourself a spiritual body, or somewhere to journey, or looking through the eyes of others. And this work can be applied to different psychic tricks and different forms of clairvoyance, and feeling all sensory perception. So allow that to sink in and expand, and get really simple in the beginning with being present with your breath, and conscious of that place that you want to go, and start to really see yourself as you choose to lift out of your body, what the room looks like and what you look like laying there or sitting there, wherever you may be, and where you choose to go. It is all based on your choices, and then getting to a place of trust that whatever comes next, whatever visions comes next, that you can trust in what you are seeing, and it becomes comfortable for you. And there's those techniques that we were talking about before with remote viewing, and how eyes are open. There's always specific coordinates. It's sets of imagery. They use tricks with physical objects and repetitive motions to get you aligned with sensing and knowing where things will be. And then with astral projection, it can happen many different times, even without our awareness, as we are projecting places, and becomes more and more real. And then you start to differentiate between the feelings, the emotions, and the different subtle vibrations that you register in your body. And this is where we get to trusting in our feelings, and trusting our safety on the journey, setting blessings, and being open-minded, but doing it in love and light. And being true to yourself and being true to others, and allowing it to be part of a transformation and a deeper healing that takes place within yourself, because you are now aware of the greater world and spiritual experience that is outside of this physical reality, but allows you to appreciate this present moment in this body so much more. With that, thank you for watching. If you have any input, if you have any questions, please share below. This is totally open discussion. It is a constant learning progress for all of us, and I am supportive of everyone's journey. So thank you for your support and for sharing.